Nothing too fancy, of course, whether it's on the ground or on a pillow, both work. And go ahead and sit up just a little bit taller. Once you're there, maybe shrug your shoulders up, draw them back and down, maybe a few circles like that. Any movement in the neck that you might be craving, you can take that. And allow your eyes to close. Take a breath in, a long breath out. And do that just one more time. Really notice your inhale and your exhale. And then for your next few rounds of breath, see if you can just slow down your inhale to the count of 3. So breathing in for the slow count of 3, 2, 1. And then exhaling 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Breathe in for 3, 2, 1. Have a slight hold, a pause at the top. And then exhale 3, 2, 1. Just complete 2 to 3 more rounds on your own, with your own counting. Maybe even lengthen that to 4, maybe you lessen it to 2, whatever feels the most comfortable for where you're at. If your shoulders can stay soft and you really start to breathe all the way down into your belly. So the muscles in your belly do a lot of the work, not the upper body so much, not so much the shoulders. And then keeping your eyes closed here, once you've completed that last round of breath, and just take note of your energy level. Maybe you even give it like a number, right? 1 to 5, 5 being like off the charts, full of energy, like ready to roll. Maybe a 1 being like just like in a place of just like not feeling like you have as much get up and go. And then just putting a number to that. Try not to think too hard about it, and take a breath in and a breath out. One more like that. Big inhale. But this time, open up your mouth, letting out a little sigh. Maybe it's audible. Ah, that's so nice. And then start to just gently blink the eyes open, take in a little bit more light. And make your way to hands and knees, tabletop pose. Once you are there, we'll get right into movement. So waking the body up a little bit more. You can spread your fingers nice and wide. Take a few rounds of cat-cow with your own breath. So on your inhale, you drop the belly, maybe lift the chin a bit. And then exhale, you round into cat. So just moving through those 2 shapes, matching movement with breath. Trying to warm up the spine and all the muscles that surround it a little bit more. And whenever you're ready, tuck your toes under. You'll lift your hips up and back right into a downward facing dog. So you can bend your knees a lot because it's early, and then maybe even pedal out the feet, one heel down at a time. And take the feet a little bit wider apart. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees a little bit and then just maybe rock side to side in a ragdoll position. Keeping your knees bent, slowly start to roll all the way up to standing. You can heel to your feet a little bit closer so they're right under your hips. Take a breath in, reach your hands up overhead, big inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. So we're going to find a little bit of a sun salutation variation. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins or your knees. And then walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Take a breath in to rise up to your toes. Breath out, tabletop pose. Breath in to find cow pose, drop the belly. And then exhale, round into cat pose. Start to shift the weight forward, just a plank on your knees to lower onto your belly. Take a breath in to lift your chest up, find cobra. And then exhale, hands under your shoulders. Press through your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Stay here for a breath in and out. Walk your hands back to your feet. You've got one more round like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One breath per movement. Inhale, you'll stand all the way up. And then exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Wait away, you'll rise up to your toe. Bend your knees, tabletop pose. Inhale to find cow pose. Exhale to find cat. Shift the weight forward into that plank on your knees, but then lower onto your belly. Lifting your chest up, cobra. And then exhale, press through your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just stay here. Take a breath in and out. Again, then just rise up to your toes. Drop your knees down. And then we'll start to just slow things down a little bit after all of that movement. You'll reach your right arm up. Take a big inhale. And you're going to thread it through. So you'll thread that right arm in between your left hand and your left knee. You're going to reach over towards your left here to see if you can drop your right temple or your right ear onto the ground. You're just getting a little bit of a stretch in that right shoulder. And you can use that left hand to move it to a place where it supports you. And then you can start to almost peel your chest up away from that right arm, like off the ground a little bit more to find a little more of a twist in the upper back. And so you're just threading the needle here and color it. Take one more breath in. And you'll come back to center, and then the left arm rises, and you'll thread it through. Same idea here. Once that left shoulder lands, maybe start to almost lean away from your left fingertips as you press your right hand down into the ground. Take one more breath in. Full breath out. Slowly come back up. And you'll come to a seat. Swing your legs around in front of you. Maybe take some shoulder rolls. And take the soles of your feet together, your knees wide as you sit up tall in butterfly pose. Stay here or start to tip forward. And you can, the goal is not about how low your nose goes, right? But more so the tilt of your pelvis forward, and then letting your spine lengthen from there. And then maybe you start to round. So just getting that stretch, that sensation in the hips. Stay for a breath in and out. And you'll come back up. Make sure you have enough space behind you. Take your legs long, give them a shake, and you'll slowly start to make your way onto your back. Point your toes forward once you're there and reach your arms up overhead. Find that long body stretch. And then hug your right knee into your chest. Feel a little bit of, I think you'll trace circles on the ceiling with your right knee, both directions. If you want to twist here, you can send that right knee across your body. Let the right arm reach out to the side. And you'll come back through center, switch your legs. Right leg long, left knee in. Maybe a little circle in both directions with that knee. You can stay or find a twist. And you'll come back to center, hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe roll the ankles, wiggle out the toes. And then you'll let your legs go long just for a little bit of stillness. You can take your arms down along your sides, your palms can flip up. And close your eyes. If you'd like to connect with your breath physically, maybe hands come to rest on your belly. Maybe again, you take that intentional inhale right here. Long exhale. And giving yourself permission to land stillness just as you are. Again, breathe in and out. Slowly start to move the fingers, toes, the wrists, the ankles. Maybe even rock the head side to side. Start to bend your knees and just roll to the side of your choice and pause there first. And keep your eyes heavy. You'll press yourself up to find a seat. In that same shape where you started, again, sit up nice and tall. Maybe even bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. And maybe again, you observe where you're at energy wise. Maybe it's a 1, maybe it's a 5, maybe it's changed. Maybe it hasn't, but maybe you feel just a little bit more grounded, a little more focused than you did before. Notice what's shifted and take a breath in and out. And bring your hands together. Maybe even bow your chin towards that space, taking this moment to just honor yourself for showing up and to create space in your day, to create space in your body, space in your mind. And remember that no effort is ever wasted. Namaste.